And now, all the way from Michigan, here's your host, Jermaine.
Hello, welcome to the Gibrain Show, and I'm your host, Gibrain. Let's get right to it. Got a lot of crazy things in the news, like the bear in China. I don't know if you heard about the bear. The bear's in his outdoor pen, and it's like a sunken rock enclosure, and up is the people looking down with a railing. And so the bear, Angela, I believe the bear's name is, in this Chinese zoo, stood up on his hind legs and was looking at the people. Maybe they be feeding them or her, right? And this bear had a really flat ass, and his legs was looking in a way where it almost looked like it could have been a guy, or a guy could get in a suit and replicate what that bear looked like, even though the bear was a really little bear, because the bears are, they say, not very big, like the size of a dog. So I don't know, standing on his hind legs, maybe he's 4.5 feet, something like that. Anyway, it was very funny. You haven't checked out Angela, the Chinese bear that they say is a human in a costume. Looked that up. Oh, what else? I did say that I was gonna do that time Jermaine Jackson called the house. Okay, so I changed my mind because I can't tell Jermaine Jackson's business even though all this time has passed, right? So, but I can say it was, I think, I was a teenager, and it was like summertime, and I don't know. I think that song, Don't Take It Personal. Don't take it personal. Take the bitter with the sweet. But, right? And it was local television station. They had a dance show called The Scene. And I believe that he went on The Scene. He was there promoting, right? And he called, right? I'm chilling at the house. It was one of those days where you don't, the dog days of summer, right? It wasn't nothing to do. I don't know. I picture myself probably either sitting at the dining room table, fan blowing, or sitting on the couch, fan blowing. Either way, phone ring. Bling! It's in the 80s, right? So it's a house phone. Hello? Because you're a teenager. I'm a teenager. And it's Jermaine Jackson, right? And whatever he says, I don't go, it's not Jermaine Jackson. I mean, I listen to him, right? And I take the message, and I hang up, and that was, that was Jermaine Jackson. And because he sounded like Jermaine Jackson, right? He had that Jackson voice, right? And whatever he told me, or whatever he asked me, I forgot to tell whoever he asked me to tell, right? Because I was a teenager, and nobody's thinking about no fucking Jermaine Jackson, even if he called, right? I mean, that's just like if somebody called right now. I don't know, whoever's the biggest star call in your house in the summertime and you're a teenager. Would you, well, you probably would. I don't know, maybe I was jaded. I don't know. Who knows? I don't know. I forgot. By the time I saw the person, I told him probably about 3 years, 4, 5, maybe ago. Not even 3 or 4 years later. Anyway, so that's the story. He did call. He was doing a little, I think it was that song, that time when he was doing Don't Take It Personal. And I think I was saying I was going to do that time Rick James gave me 5. Oh, how did Rick James give you 5? My sister took me to the Prince tour, and Prince was opening for Rick James. Somehow, I don't know how that happened, but I don't know. Circa 79, 80, I don't know, I was probably about 14, 13, something like that. I'm 56 now. So at that time, I really looked young. And wherever we were sitting, my sister took me. She's older. She used to take me to all these concerts. Anyway, I used my young face and little size and the word "excuse me," or the words "excuse me," and I make my way up all the way to the front of the stage. And we were at Cobo. This was at Cobo, and I remember Rick James had the big. It was like these big joints on the side, each side of the stage, right? And then tops was lit and there was smoke coming out of them, right? I'm like 13 or 14 and shit. I did not smoke weed. I was not a weed smoking teenager. I was just like a kid, just that my sister took me to see this concert. But I knew who Rick James was, Prince, and listened to him because she had the song. So anyway, he was doing, his thing where, he'd give out fives on the stage. And of course I had made my way up to the front of the whole fucking stage. I was right there, like right there. It was Rick James. So I threw my hand up and Rick James slapped my hand and he went on down the thing. And if you thought it was going to be something else other than that, like a 13 or 14-year-old would be, what the fuck you think I would be giving them I know where the crack is. Well, back then, old people did send you to go get weed and shit. He could have gave me a $5 for that. You got my weed? Yep. Went right around the corner and got that shit. Anyway, that's my Rick James story about when he gave me 5 back in the day. Cobo Arena, Prince Tour. Look it up. What else is happening? Oh. BIG3. Summer Fire. Boom. In Detroit. Got my ticket. I've always been supportive of Ice Cube. I don't know if I look like a person who would support Ice Cube. Like my favorite rappers like that are like Ice Cube, Too Short, Sugar Free, Ice-T. I mean, you wouldn't think that I would like. But I do. I'm so them, I remain myself, right? When I was already into myself, so when I listened to Ice Cube, I didn't want to dress like Ice Cube. I didn't want to talk like Ice Cube. When I listened to Too Short, I didn't want to dress like Too Short or talk like Too Short, even though, hey, I can rhyme the rhymes, all of them. I was the first, dude, I go back to the all-white tape, see, because I had a brother an older brother, because I'm the last of 12 children, 5 brothers, 6 sisters. So one of my older brothers had a store, and then this was in the 80s, and they sold bootleg everything, of course, tapes or whatever, cassettes. And my mother brought me home because she was working there one time, and brought me home Too Short, brought me home Ice Cube. It was, of course, NWA then. NWA and the Posse. Because it was that when they had all the motherfuckers on that thing. And, of course, it was a bootleg, right? So it was black and white on in the tape or whatever image was. It was all crooked and shit, but I didn't give a fuck. You open that bitch up and be like, yeah, pop that bitch right in that motherfucking portable radio that you had and jam that shit right on the bus back in the 80s when that shit came out, nigga. I don't know, but I'm down with that. So BIG3. I remember going to Ice Cube's first, I don't know if it was his first concert here in Detroit, but it was the first concert I said I was gonna go to because I wanted to go to a place that I normally would go see an artist. I don't want to go to a special place where they have rappers or hip hop. You know what I'm saying? I want to see hip hop in the mainstream place. The Fox, Little Caesars Arena At the time, the Aretha was whatever it was, and he did what he doing here with the Big Three, just normalized it. So he went there, got that ticket, went and saw Q. Look it up. I don't remember when that shit was, but he was at the Aretha, and I was fucking there. What else is going on? I don't fucking. I mean, I'm sorry. I'm not sorry because I'm not a sorry person. Never say. Don't use that word. Sorry. My mother would say, "Are you a sorry person?" So I apologize. Sometimes when you haven't had conversations with people, you say words that you wouldn't normally say because you haven't practiced. If you understand what I mean. Okay, so I guess that's it. At 10 minutes, I'm gonna cut this in to 2 5-minute things. So have a good weekend. Be safe. Go to school if you young. Did I have something on going to school? I did, but my memory's so bad from my disability I can't remember. So until then, I do. It's your boy. I'm not your boy. I'm sorry. I don't know why I would say that. Cause you say what you seen in television and movies if you're not careful, right? And just say what the character used to say. And I'm sure that's something I heard somewhere. This is your boy. No, not your boy. This is Gibrain show, and this is your host, Gibrain. And I'm probably gonna have to cut that out because he was looking with his fingers. He was digging with his fingernail. Big 3, Summer of Fire in the deep.